Mike Hailwood won his glorious TT comeback race. It's produced by V2 USA, engines from Australia, and the bike is assembled in Los Angeles by an Englishman and various other people. So, this is Charlie Williams, TT star, and we will take over from now. Thank you.
Right, okay, I am Charlie Williams. I'm going to speak a bit louder because there's a bit of racket going on in the background. And I've been asked to sort of carry out an interview today regarding the V2R, which is a beautiful looking bike and a replica of the Hailwood winning bike from 1978. They're going to be 12 made, 12 manufactured. The sale is £110,000, so I can see any of you people checking your bank accounts. But I want to talk a little bit about the bike and how it came about. That's the idea today, and to interview people that have been involved in the project. I think you will agree it is a beautiful looking bike. I was just introduced then as a TT star. Yeah, well, for those of you that don't know, yes, I did win quite a few TTs, and I was here, I'm that old, I was here in 1978, which would have been my 6th year at the TT as a rider, and I couldn't remember too much about why I don't remember much about this particular race. And it's only over the last few years that I've realised that I wasn't here. And the reason I wasn't here, I've been here for practice, I've done some practice, and I had to fly to Belgium and do a 24-hour race in Belgium the weekend of this race. And then I came back again and I actually did all right later in the week. So that's why my memories of it were a little bit sketchy. But I was watching some of the footage because there's a beautiful DVD about Mike's return available for marketing, and I've forgotten all about that. I was just watching some in the VIP there a minute ago, and it's truly fantastic. Okay, well, I want to introduce firstly David Hailwood, Mike's son, okay, and of course Pauline Hailwood, okay. And they're very much involved in this whole project, I think I'm right in saying that, aren't I? Also, Brook Henry, Brook here on this side here, and Brook has virtually built this bike, I think, so it's going to be very important talking to you. And also John Keogh, John's very much involved with it, and the guy at the back here, Giorgio Casoli, he was actually involved in the building of this bike, the original bike, in the very, very beginning in Italy. So that's we've got a gathering here of some very, very important people and very influential in this project. What I'd like to do is, Brooke, would you like to come around here, please? Because I've got a few questions to ask you. What was the inspiration for this bike? I mean, that's a bit of an obvious question, I guess.
Well, I mean, we acquired the ability to manufacture the engine, which is a very, very special engine. And because we were able to make the engine, we decided to build a replica of the bike because we could.
Well, you had, I believe, you'd obtained the molds for the crankcases, etc., and various different molds, presumably.
And the drawings. And the drawings for which were obviously important, all the measurements, all the manufacturing dimensions of making it. And like I said, that enabled us to make something, the major part that we weren't able to do before.
So why didn't it ever been done before? For those reasons, I guess.
Well, look, the factory made 7,000 odd replicas, but this is the only replica ever made with the right engine.
Right.
So
yeah.
that's a very good reason to do it.
Right, absolutely.
We're only making 12.
Yeah. And you've been beavering away down in Australia, but it doesn't finish there, does it? Because there's an American involvement as well.
There is. This launch actually is also the launch of V2 USA. V2 Australia was formed in '79, and we're moving the marketing and the distribution to America. And I'm doing that with an Englishman who lives in Los Angeles. Paul Taylor
from TaylorMade.
So we formed another company in America, V2 USA, and they are the people that are marketing and responsible for this project. So we're distributing all that stuff from all our V2 product from America.
But of course, you're not new to Ducati, are you? You've been beavering away working with Ducati parts and stuff for a long time.
No, my two older brothers were the New Zealand importers and distributors, and then in the 70s and early 80s, and I was a young kid, so I was involved in all the issues that they had. So when you're the importer for these things in that year, trust me, you learn how to inside it works pretty quick. Yeah, so I mean, all my life I've been involved in my work.
Okay, so I think looking at my list of questions, I was going to ask you about V2 USA, but you've already explained what that is. That's sort of it's going to be distributed from there. Okay, John, can I chat to you a little bit about the bike? Everybody this a beautiful looking thing. I noticed this, Pauline also knows a little bit about that, won't you? And any of the guys who ride at the Max Sports that we're going to see out on the track in a while today, they'll know a little bit about this. It's a tennis ball, and inside the tennis ball is a little bit of sponge. Now, normally that would have been fastened to the top yoke on the Max Sports and stuff like that. And this goes back to the days when the riders wore goggles. There were no tear-offs for goggles, of course, so that would be sitting on top of the yoke, and that would be damp inside the half tennis ball. There'd be no lid on it, and you'd pull it out. I hasten to add that I never experienced this. I just missed it by a couple of years. So you pull the bit of sponge out there, and then like the goggles, and then pop it back into the tennis ball that's on top of that. And that's also, and that would have been on a piece of string. So should the rider take hold of it mistakenly, then it could be retrieved and put back in there. Absolutely. Yeah, it doesn't bear thinking about, does it really? But this is a beautiful bike, and the attention to detail.
Well, I think the tennis ball sums it up, but that's typical of the TT, isn't it? It's such a unique place. You're going to get covered in flies, and we were referring to the photographs all the time just to prove what the details should be. The tennis ball, layout, decals, colour, seam, everything, not least the engine internals. That's his department. For me, it was how to make it look exactly as it was when it crossed the line. We couldn't refer to the original. The original is what it is, the £1 million bike as we call it, but it's changed. It is no longer as it was when Mike raced 1978 Kirby. That's what we wanted to build.
Yeah, and talking about the original, that belongs to a chap from New York.
Mr. Larry Oriana.
Yeah, he's not here, I guess.
Larry Oriana is here, Mark is here with us today. Gave us his blessing as Wednesday. So it's all come together beautifully and perfectly on this 40th anniversary.
Yeah. Pauline, let's have a chat with you for a minute. I had the privilege of racing against Mike Hailwood in his very last GT, which was the following year, 1979. And Mike Alex George won the Formula One race on the Saturday, and a race in which I finished second, and Mike was fourth that year, I think, in that race. Then Mike went on the Monday and won the senior race, the 500. I won the 250 race on the Wednesday, and then we all went head-to-head, as it were, on the Friday, except that Alex was on 1,000, Mike was on a 500, and I was on a 350. But guess what? We finished first, second, and third, which was fantastic. And Mike said some really kind words to me after the race. He said, that performance of yours on a 350 was amazing, you know. And I really, really treasure that. It was fantastic. So I did know Mike. I had the privilege of knowing your dad. It was fantastic. But this, Pauline, must bring back a lot of memories, obviously, to you. And for Mike to come back and to do what he did was absolutely amazing.
It was something that as we were talking about earlier, that I think really put the cherry on the cake to his legend status, because it's something that everyone that was here remembers about, and those that weren't here talk about and still get excited about. So yeah, it was very, very special, and I think he was thrilled to bits that he proved to himself that he could do it, and he thoroughly enjoyed himself as well.
Well, absolutely, yeah. Well, there's nothing like riding in the TT, and to win a TT, of course,
That's right.
Like you say, the cherry on the cake.
Yeah.
But you weren't here on the island that week, were you?
No,
You
no.
stayed away. Was that because you were a little bit worried, or?
It was because I wasn't allowed.
Oh,
Charlie.
really? Oh, yeah. Well, you said you better stay at home.
Yeah, well, we'd come over, we were living in New Zealand at the time, and we came over with the family, and we were staying at my parents' house, and I wanted to leave the children with my parents and come over with Mike, but he knew that as soon as he got off the, as soon as he arrived here, it would be pandemonium, really, and we'd heard that there were record crowds coming to see him again. And he knew that he'd be busy with press and fans and trying to get the bike, everything organised. And he just thought that I would get bored, and he didn't want to have to worry about me. He wanted to concentrate on the job he was here to do, and I respected that. And so when he said, he'd prefer I stay at home.
What was your feeling when you first learned that he was going to come back and make TT come back after all those years? Yeah, I can imagine. But you must have had great confidence in him as a rider. Well, okay, maybe not expecting him to win, but nevertheless, yeah, I mean, great ability.
Well, absolutely. So we've been over to, when we were living in New Zealand, we've been over to Australia, and I'd seen him do a few small races over there, and on the far side of the circuit, in unfamiliar leathers and on unfamiliar bike and everything, I could pick which was him, just from the style, the way he moved through. You could pick him out a mile off. And I just thought, well, he's still got it, he's still there.
If you go back to '77, he came over to do a bit of marshalling, but also a bit of filming for Peter Starr to film Take It to the Limit. And Paget's lent them a 7-year-old TZ, which they carved a big hole in the front to put the camera through. And if you watch Take It to the Limit, you see him setting off down the Glen Crutchley Road, quite a standard sort of pace, and then as he gets out past Quarter Bridge and opens it up, and there goes another one, and there goes another one, and he's supposed to be out just tootling around, with this great big heavy lump of a camera on the front, and he's breezing past them like they're standing still, and not really putting in any effort. He's doing a bit of commentary over the top. And we come out here, third, fourth, fifth.
He was such a natural, that's the thing.
Absolutely.
That's why I don't race.
So natural.
Well, there's two things I remember. I mean, we're digressing a little bit away from the Ducati. You will excuse me, but I remember an interview I heard with Murray Walker and Mike on the old Stanley Schofield LPs they used to call it, Sounds of the TT. And Mike was being interviewed, and Murray had asked him, he'd just been out on the new, he'd been coming to practice, and he'd just been out on the new 3-cylinder 500 MV. So Murray said, well, what's it like? And Mike said, I can just see him saying this, I'm sure you can as well. Well, it's all right, Murray, yeah, it's okay, yeah. And what's the handle? Oh, it's handle's pretty good, yeah. How many gears has it got? And he said, well, I found 7 up to now.
That's right.
And I thought that was so typical of Mike, And another funny story, I went down in 1979, at the beginning of 79, before the CT, to do an endurance race at the Adelaide Raceway. And we were riding, myself and my Australian co-rider, and Mike and Jim Scaysville, were riding CD 900 Hondas. And in Australian rules, production rules, handlebars up here, at completely stop price. Mine developed a misfire. I got quite a good starter. In practice actually, I remember going around in practice and it used to be a speedball and then they tagged a bit on the end. So they used a bit of the speedball and then you went off into the country. And when you came back into the speedball, so you sort of went over a bit of a list. I was following 2 or 3 other riders, and one guy came past me and went right at the top of the banking, and I just went through all the inside of it. I soon found out who it was, and he got halfway down the street, and he came past me like that. It was Mike. Mike had a different light to everyone. But in the race, the bike developed a misfire, my bike, and it was intermittent. So I'd be going down the straight, and it was fine, and 600 running right out again. And then people were starting to come past me now. And I was just about to retire really, but I came down and chimed in against on Dan like that, and he started to misfire. And all of a sudden, somebody's got hold of the backside here and pulling him out. And Mike's come alongside me, and he's got hold of the backside, he's pulling back, and I just think we're the way. So, like, you know, it was amazing really. And so as I said before, I was very privileged to know the man of race against him. Anyway, this, as I think you'll realise, is a fantastic tribute, a fantastic piece of engineering. It's a well done good for that, and it's a fantastic tribute to Mike Hailwood. So we thank that. And just one person I'd like to speak to is George Casoli. George, you're sort of Italian, but you were born in Manchester.
Absolutely,
right?
yes.
And you worked on this whole project.
Well, the main reason why I went to work for NCR is because I could speak English and French. My mom is Swiss and my father lived 13 years in England. So I was very happy to see a big Manchester sticker on the fairing, but my boss wasn't down. Those bikes when they left Italy were red and silver. And it was, for me, just a cheap version for the endurance bike. We were doing endurance bike at that time with big rear wheel and front wheel exchange. So we didn't know much about what was going to happen here. We did not expect at all Mike Hailwood would win. But yes, there was some hope. And when those three bikes left Europe, I mean, we made those bikes for Ducati, and then they were going for the British, this is what they would say, the Motorini laser. And then, of course, when Mike won, it changed everything. I mean, everything for Ducati, everything for us. Everybody came to us, they want to have Mike Hailwood replica. But my boss, they wouldn't do the Mike Hailwood replica. They wouldn't do exactly the same bike left Italy when they've been made for the British. So they keep going doing silver and red, and exactly as the bike left Italy. So the Mike Hailwood bike was what Wynne and Sports Motorcycles did in between how the bike left Italy and how the bike made this possible. But when I've seen this and I still go around, I think Mike Hailwood was probably 90–95% of everything that happened. There was no good reason to believe he could win the TT. And I believe if Ducati still exists today in terms of making motorcycles, is because of that, because of Mike Hailwood. At that time in Ducati, it was going everything very bad. In Italy, everything was going very bad. We had the terrorist problem, we had the Red Brigade, they killed our first Prime Minister, we had the red flag in front of the gate every day. People couldn't go in and out, and this was very good for NCR because the people like Fournette, Pedretti, they couldn't go in the factory, they were coming down to us and work on the bike. And it was almost forbidden by the big management to work and to invest money on a motorcycle. Motorcycle was a corner of Ducati where they were losing money. They don't want to do bikes anymore. So Taglioni, Fournette, Giuliano Pedretti, and those people, they will keep going, but without a real budget, you see. And yes, this engine was quite new. So it was the first year we had that engine was in '78. But yes, Mike has been changed everybody's life, and I've been very, very happy always to see this Manchester big sticker on the bike. But yes, I have to keep it for myself. Thank you, guys.
I was just listening to the interview. You were on the radio earlier this morning. I was driving up and I was listening to the interview, and Steve, Steve's gone now, but he was telling Steve. Just can you repeat the story you told us on the radio this morning? Just how many replicas of this bike, or so-called replicas, were made, and how many were sold eventually?
Yeah, the only real replica is this one. These two have driven me absolutely mad. Saying, why has it got that screw there? What's this hole here for? And look at this sticker. Look at that. Sorry. This is more perfect than the original bike, probably. But anyway, they were going to make 200 Hailwood replicas. The factory at the time were going bankrupt, more or less, and they were having a really hard time. They had lots of 900 SSs, which they couldn't sell. So when Mike won the race on this, they said they'd make 200 replicas, and they were just sort of fiberglass colours and things. And they ended up making 7,500. That's how popular it was.
and compare that to how many replicas are made after Carl Fogarty won his first World Superbike Championship on Ducati.
Well, Fogarty also won his first World Superbike race on my bike, and they made 200 for Fogarty. Yeah, Fogarty was immensely popular. It just shows the difference between Mike and other riders. They did all sorts of other replicas. They did a Senna replica, which is probably a couple of hundred bikes. But it was only the Hailwood bike that sold incredible amounts of bikes. And they even sold 2,000, I think, Hailwood Evolutions, years and years later.
One of my little notes, I was written some notes, questions to ask, and one of them said, how do I obtain a bike? How do I obtain one now? And I thought, well, the first thing to do is go and look back. And then but anyway, I'll leave this to the chat to these guys now. I'm sure you've got questions. But thanks for being such an attentive audience, and congratulations to all of you who have got concern. And I'm sure the project is going to be really successful.
Thank you.
We're going to try and fire the bike up in about 5 minutes or so before the racing starts.